What's up, peeps? Just some cherries in a bowl 84 here. What are we reviewing today? We are reviewing SoulCalibur, Japanese version. This is a very solid fighting game. And yeah, we're going to cover the NTSC version, but that time will come. We're going to do the Japanese version. And it's just made by Namco. It's really good. It's really solid. We've talked about it before, and that's why I have the fishing rod controller right here, because I'm going to put this back into storage because we already did all the fishing games, right? So, you know, all of the fishing games pretty much, I think, to the best of my knowledge. Yeah, I think that's all of them. And SoulCalibur is just kind of a thing that was mentioned, I believe, in the official Dreamcast magazine, but it was also something that's just been discussed online. Just somebody somewhere said somewhere, hey, did you know that you could play SoulCalibur with the fishing rod controller? And it became a thing. It's just kind of common knowledge at this point. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to get some footage of me playing this game with the fishing rod controller. I'm gonna do that first thing for novelty reasons. And other than that, this game is awesome. It's good. I can recognize that it's a really good game. I gravitate towards more other fighting games. You know, I'm just kind of partial to, you know, Third Strike and, you know, Plasma Sword and Project Justice. And, you know, I guess I'm getting kind of tired talking about some of these fighting games, but, I mean, just look at it. It looks really good. It's a beautiful game. There was a second one on the GameCube, and you can play as Zelda. I think you can... The second one was also ported on other systems, I think. And this had to be on PlayStation 1 or 2. Probably 2. But, yeah. Beautiful game, beautiful presentation. I remember using cheats and stuff and alternate game save files and just to see what would be unlocked up. That's awesome artwork. This game is pretty sweet. It's pretty solid. It's a good game to eat a bowl of cherries with. So, let's talk about SoulCalibur. Yeah, I'll record the intro here in a minute. We'll do our little editing magic. Let's just do arcade mode. It doesn't matter. You can throw all the rules out the window when it comes to the fishing rod. Killick's good enough. Turn up the volume just a little bit. Characters are just solid, you know. They do your special with the actual reeling motion. Just kind of trying to show off what you can do here. See if I can defeat the guy with just the controller. Just want to like throw him off the platform. Come on. Well, I got him. Oh wait, I should try the casting motion just to see if that does anything. I had a big old salad bowl earlier, and I had some corn chicken patties. Have you guys ever tried corn? Oh yeah, look. This is actually fun when you cast. Let me check it out. You can just spaz out and just button mash. I like how you defeat the enemy and then you just thwack them with, you know, just thwack them with a big old stick. Do I have cherry in my teeth? Astaroth, Beelzebub, Loki. I remember playing what was that game on I want to say Max Steel, but it's not Max Steel. It's I should know this. I'm just button mashing. But Max Payne. I had to look at my Xbox games over there, but Max Payne, I just remember there was a dialogue with the character, and he was like, Astaroth, Beelzebub, Loki, he was like summoning demons, and for some reason I just remember that that part of that game. Now the levels look like Mortal Kombat. It's kind of hard to do the you know, the button layout with the controller, but you can do it. So I mean, I guess you can consider that as motion controls. It's just a gyroscope or something. I think that's how it works. There's supposed to be something in there that registers that you did this motion, so it's got to be a gyroscope. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's enough with this. But you know, fun novelty, right? Good old SoulCalibur. Now this game is SoulCalibur. It is regarded as being arcade perfect and actually better than the arcade because you could do everything that the arcade version could do and then some. You can unlock artwork, like I said. And just look at this game. It's just a good game to pop into the system and play. It's just wonderful. I would not compare it to Dead or Alive 2. I think this game is superior to Dead or Alive 2. I don't know. Let's just hit the start button. So, yeah, you can do arcade mode, team battle, I don't know the difference, time attack. I don't know. Museum, that's where you can look at art. And the artwork is really good. Nothing available because nothing got unlocked, but it's actually kind of fun, even with cheats where you can just get unlimited points for that system or whatever. You can do that. So it looks like you can navigate the menus pretty good. So, fighting games are just so import friendly for the most part. I love that about fighting games. Yeah, I've been watching Jack Frost 2. last night. I only watched like a little bit of that, but man, oh man, is that one horrible. Let's just do arcade. I got the regular controller plugged in, right? And I like this way. I like the way this Astaroth guy looks. That guy looks cool too. I'll just pick Nightmare. Yeah, I hit Y for an alternate costume. Let's just be the normal costume. He looks pretty sweet. And that armor piece, he's got that little helmet. M. Night Shyamalan versus somebody random like Ronald McDonald. I'm just button mashing like we do. I do want to knock him off the platform though. Oh, just about. The clothing effects, it just looks like the wind is actually hitting the guy's garments. This game blew everybody away back in the day. And ironically enough, I didn't really gravitate towards this game or want to play it, but it is regarded as one of the best fighting games, if not the best fighting game for the Sega Dreamcast. So, hey, I did what I wanted to do. I don't care that I fell off. That water looks like it's got tons of algae in it. It's got like a submerged house that's like a flood zone. It's a flood plain. But yeah, it plays like any other fighting game, like a Mortal Kombat or whatever. You just play through stages until you get to the boss guy. She needs to put on some clothes, man. I'm tired of looking at that cellulite. Morticia, whatever your name is. Shaquanda. Tamponica. Tapioca. Look at that. She gets what she gets. Well, that's what you get, Tapioca. That's what you get. I love how it does the little replay mode. Talking about Tapioca makes me think of Pudding and just how stupid in Space Channel 5 there's a character named Pudding and just how retarded that is. Sorry for saying that. I don't mean to, like, I do try to be different. Like, growing up, we did call each other retarded. And I think that you hear that on South Park and stuff, but like South Park really did normalize like GD, saying GD a lot, and I don't think that's good for society because it normalized something that we shouldn't even consider being said. You know, as much as I love South Park, I gotta criticize South Park for normalizing GD. Yeah, because you never know. Like I do feel differently about calling people. Well, I mean, I feel the same way about GD as I do about calling people retarded because, you know what, there are people out there who are mentally deficient or they have family members that are, you know, retarded in the technical sense. And my heart goes out to them because, you know, it really is kind of heartbreaking and stuff. And you know what I mean? We you know, here in America, it's just a lot less caring than other places in the world, I believe. And I think it's just related to the food agricultural business and just like death and stuff. It's like there's a real disconnect on what we should be doing as opposed to what we're actually doing, and just the fact that we are so divorced from our higher selves is just really kind of heartbreaking, I guess. But all you can do is the best that you can do, and I should try to meditate more and do some controlled breathing. But I like myself better now that you know, I've like abstained from alcohol, and you know, I just like myself this way. You know, I don't need much to be happy. That's why we got video games, hobbies. Uploading stuff, making these videos makes me happy. Going to the gym keeps me busy. Staying busy at work. Having pride in my job. You know, I'm having fun with this game. I mean, it's just a good button masher. I mean, other people who are crazy about fighting games, they criticize casuals for button mashing. I guess this game's good for the ego because it makes a big deal that you won. Gloating when you beat somebody, like I'm gonna soft reset. It's kind of part of the fun of playing a video game, and
it just seems like a lot of people love this game, and I do too. The import version isn't really that bad of a version. I would go ahead and just lump this in with the first one. I don't think there should be any kind of numerical difference between the Japanese and American NTSC version, PAL version. This was released on PAL. If not, I'm going to correct myself with an overlay, which I do. Practice. I guess I'll do survival just to see what that's all about, but let's pick a... See, I don't want to pick this weird looking guy. Like, get over yourself. Like, seriously, you need to make changes. Positive life changes. She needs to put clothes on because I'm tired of looking at that cellulite. I'm not giving her a pass because we all know what she did. Mitsubishi's he'll be okay. Yeah. Every time I play as or against Maxi, I can't help but to say Maxi Pad. Can't help it. It's a time attack. I don't know if you get rewarded, but you probably do. Because this game has like an addictive, rewarding quality where you keep playing it. Now the buildings in the background looks very crisp and awesome. I keep knocking people off the stage. That's kind of what I like to do. I like the, knocking people off platforms. It's very cool. For some reason right now I'm thinking about the Shenmue 2 fighting where you can play in those fighting arenas. I love it. I love Shenmue 2, and I'm psyched about Shenmue 3, but I've reviewed all the Shenmue games and just kind of the impression reviews here recently, so I'm not really Shenmue'd out. I'm gonna play Shenmue 3 and enjoy it wholeheartedly, but yeah, we are approaching the NTSC version of Shenmue, and it's just gonna feel like I'm rehashing the same stuff because I really do feel like I've already talked about it, but. The NTSC version, that will complete the Shenmue on this Dreamcast channel. I felt like this channel wasn't complete without talking about Shenmue. And like I had like a whole lot of videos already reviewed, and then I was like, well, I don't know. I reviewed that What Shenmue disc, the Japanese What Shenmue demo disc, pretty much. That's how I got that ball started. Ball rolling. I like the fighting mechanics in Shenmue because it's like the Yu Suzuki Virtua Fighter engine. I love it, man. I just keep knocking people off. I can do that all day. Still eating my cherries. I got one more cherry left. Yeah, I was watching Jack Frost 2, and that movie sucks. It was bundled. It was a double feature, and it was bundled with the Ice Cream Man with Clint Howard. And I checked out the first 5 minutes of the Ice Cream Man with well, actually the first minute. I barely even watched it, but I was just trying to get a feel for the movie. And I was like, I'm on board, man. This looks it looks like some cheese, man. I just want to watch, like, B movies. I just want to be entertained, man. I just don't... I was really analytical minded with Pacific Rim 2 when I was doing that because it's like a modern movie and I totally see through what they're trying to do, I'm tired of social engineering, tired of programming, pre-programming, I'm tired of it. Yeah. Well, I've been throwing out 10s here and there, and just like, 9.5 for Sega GT. I can't make up my mind on whether or not I like Sega GT more than Sega Rally 2, but I mean, I do kind of like Sega. I probably should have given Sega GT a 10, but I can't give every review a 10, but I don't know, like, so many people like this game. I mean, this game does have a lot of good qualities, like the music is very crisp. It does seem like the narration like the narrator guy, it kind of has like this weird mono sound or this muffled sound. Minor gripe, but the music is very epic. Gives you kind of like a Dynasty Warriors feel or some sort, you know those type of games. Kind of gives you an old world Dark Souls feel or something. Or I'm trying to be like relatable to the kids, guys. Even though my primary demographic is guys my age, in our 30s, maybe late 20s. But yeah, the graphics are great. It's just great. Like the clothing effects on that guy, Mr. Ruby. I'm fighting myself, and just this was a great game to be released at the time. I think the Dreamcast had a whole lot of great games that were released that blew everybody away at the time, but for some reason, people didn't go out in droves to buy a Dreamcast. People wanted to play a DVD on the PS2. But it's all good. So many great games for its limited lifespan, right? Plus the fan community is crazy, you know. There was like a new Dreamcast Junkyard podcast that was uploaded on YouTube. And I need to check it out because I want to stay up to date with Dreamcast stuff, and I just want more games like 4x4 Jam to come out. I don't want any more ports of the Amiga games or like Another World and stuff like that. Or like Alice's Mom's Rescue. It's like I don't know. That just sounds like crap to me. I just don't want to play anything called Alice's Mom's Rescue if I can help it. I'd rather play Evil Twin Cyprin's Chronicles, right, Goncone? Hey, unbelievable! I'm the survival master. Hey, I didn't even know I did good, but apparently I did good. Hooray for me! Unbelievable! I'm first place, everybody. I got the gold. Yeah. Okay, so I hit start. D. Oh, you gotta hit the B button. Man, there's so many games here lately where you have to put in... You have to input the B button for some reason, but games operate like that. I think that if you're used to that kind of scheme, it's okay, because a lot of people play Nintendo games, and I think the B button is the A button. You know how they mix it up. You know how they do. So, yeah, this is a SoulCalibur. It, if I don't give it a 10 out of 10, the fanboys will get me. But I don't have any reason not to give it a 10 out of 10 just because it's sweet. I think the Japanese version is just like, I'm not having any problems with the language barrier, so that's not an issue. Sonic Shuffle was an issue, but Team Battle, can you do that by yourself? 4 players, just pick all the dudes that don't look crazy. Yeah. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Let's just check this out. 4-on-4 or whatever. That guy's like a little hair piece. Looks like a Cupid doll or something. Did Cupid dolls have just one strand of hair or something? I vaguely remember Cupid dolls. It's kind of like an ironic thing from the past. It's kind of like those Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. Those were creepy. There was this Raggedy Ann and Andy cartoon movie, and I tried watching it on YouTube, and it gave me the creeps because I remember that as a kid, and for some reason I want to keep that movie remained blocked. I'm gonna have to face my fears and sit down and watch Raggedy Ann and Andy the movie. One of these days I'll face my demons, but let it be known that Dreamcast 84 is scared of the Raggedy Ann and Andy movie, because I think that there's some sort of demonic quality about it. Like I looked at the opening cinematic, and maybe it was like the grainy quality on a YouTube video, but it gave me the jeepers, guys. And like I'll sit down and watch Phantom Tollbooth any day. I'll watch Bedknobs and Broomsticks any day. I'll watch The Sword and the Stone any day. I'll watch Sleeping Beauty any day. But if you want to sit me down and have me watch Raggedy Ann and Andy, I'm gonna have to like pray and read a Bible verse and have a heart-to-heart with Jesus. do some deep breathing meditation techniques. You know, straighten my spinal alignment so my chakras get straight up, you know? Because I'm not sure if I can handle that camel. I forgot about that camel, but there's a Raggedy Ann and Andy camel. And, like, you would go to, like, I want to say pawn stores, but, like, antique stores. And you would see Raggedy Anns everywhere. Like, you wouldn't see Raggedy Andy as much as Raggedy Ann. But for some reason, people always took the clothes off of Raggedy Ann. Or I guess Andy, because I guess you can't tell what gender they are without their clothes on anyway. But you would just see this like rag doll looking like some Ronald McDonald hair with its like X's for eyes or buttons or whatever. I can't remember what the Raggedy Ann and Andy look like, but haunted. You know how antique stores are haunted? That just has all the energy from the previous owners and stuff on it. Yeah, but I'm strangely drawn to antique stuff because like I'm a vintage video game collector. If there's antique stores with video games and stuff, I'm totally all up in it. Trying to get a deal on some games, you know. But yeah, this is SoulCalibur, 10 out of 10. Totally recommend. It's just a good game. I don't have any kind of criticisms. For me personally, it's a game that I plop into the system and I play, and I don't really try to unlock stuff or get you know, the bosses beat. I just kind of mainly play it with other people if they want to play it, if I have the opportunity to play with people. But that's that. So good times, everybody. I appreciate you watching SoulCalibur. 10 out of 10 total recommendation. Just look at it. It's a beautiful game. Give credit where credit is due. Appreciate you guys watching. You're awesome.
You win!